Alright guys, so I figured I'd kind of go over some of the things that I've been messing around with. I originally mounted these SEP injectors into this intake, and I don't know if I've ever portrayed that I knew a lot about LS stuff. I just do a lot of research, and this is actually my first build, so I'm not gonna, try to BS you guys and tell you that, this was what I had planned or whatever, and I know everything. It's definitely not like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I ran into while doing this setup that I think a lot of guys will go ahead and probably run into the same thing. If you get a Trailblazer SS or a new NNBS intake, you could have one of two sensors. You could have the normal style truck map, which is the rounded plug, or you could have what's over here, which I have to use this intake, which is the ZR1 style map, which is what I have right here. You can see it's not rounded plug, and I'll show you the difference in this jumper harness. Top one here is for truck style map, bottom one is for ZR1 style. So if you want to use a GM sensor, it is this map sensor. I thought I had the part number for you guys. I don't know where I set it. I will put it in the video though. I'll put it somewhere in here. Now, I had a viewer recommend me to do a factory setup dual feed on this style intake, which I want to do, and I'm still looking for parts. For right now, I'm just going to set it up as single feed. These truck rails are returnless. You can see there's only one input right here. The newer stuff is kind of different than the older stuff, being that the inlet is below the removable rail head. So if you get two left sides, you can run dual feed. Now, I had an awesome guy from Florida offer to mail me a set, and he did, but there's actually 4 different types of factory rails, which I had asked, but he had thought they were short hats. These are long hats. You can see the back ones are short hats, which fit my injectors. These ones are long hats. These are roughly 3/4 of an inch from the base to the top. The short hats are roughly 1/2 inch. So they come in 4 different types. I have 3 different types here. They come with the removable crossover and short hat. They come with a removable crossover and long hat. And they come with the non-removable welded on, like is what is here. And I don't have the short hat version of that, but they also make that. So what I gotta do now is transfer the injectors and stuff into this intake, because I have to use this map. They actually do make I think EFI Source makes a truck style 3-bar map, but I've read that sometimes it reads funny, so I just figured, it seems how I have this intake, I can just transfer the stuff over. And then I've already got it wired to run a truck map on the car, but I'm going to go ahead and just rewire that jumper. I'm not going to use the jumper, I'll just hardwire it in. Also guys, I don't know if I've lost some people that were trying to look after this project. I haven't touched it, but I have been collecting parts. As of right now, I think I'm gonna, I know I'm gonna ditch the stock suspension and stuff. I had originally planned to have it be a small tire car. I already have a small tire car with the Valiant. There's no point in me having 2. So we're gonna back half this car, and I have a line for a ladder bar set up with a shortened 9-inch that I'm trying to pursue, and the guy's, he doesn't work in the state all the time, so I gotta get back a hold of him. But from this I want to do a giveaway, and it's not much, but I'd originally planned to cut the frame and narrow it. So I have these plates for the frame that I'd want to give away. So if anybody is if anybody's doing a G-body frame shave, then they could use these plates. It's a lot easier than cutting them out, especially if you don't have like a plasma cutter. It would probably be easy to do, but if you don't have a plasma cutter and you just have a grinder, it would take a while to get fit properly. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway on those plates. I'll make a video in itself for doing that, and this car is going to be back halved, and I'm thinking about doing a front half on it. I've kind of ditched the plan to go with a C4 Corvette suspension. I'm going to list that soon. I'm thinking about doing like a front clip kit to lighten up the front end, because it's going to be a big tire, and I'll probably get fiberglass fenders and front clip and everything for it. The plan as of right now is to go with an LV3 4.3 Ecotech 3 GM motor, which is, for you guys that aren't familiar, is a Gen 5 basically LT based engine. So that's what we're planning. We're gonna use this motor as a spare. I bought another 5.3 looking for rails like I was showing you earlier, and they actually aren't the rails. It was kind of impulse buy. It was cheap, and it's a Gen 4 or a Gen 3 with Gen 4 rods over there. It was cheap. I seen the fuel hats look short, but the older style intake, the mounting is completely different. So I've got a complete motor that I bought for fuel rails, and they don't work. So yeah, just trying to keep you guys up to date and announcing that. Any of you guys that have G-bodies or whatever, or your friends that have G-bodies, whenever we do it, I'm gonna say it's gonna be like mid-February that I'll do the video for it, because I really want to have the Valiant running, and once we get that done, then we'll progress on to doing the giveaway on that, which it won't be a big deal. It'll just be subscribe and comment on the giveaway video, and like I said, I'll do a video just for the giveaway, so you don't have any confusion. Alright, I guess I'll cut to the car. Alright, so here we are at the car. Just wanted to walk you guys through all that I've done so far. I started collecting fuel fittings for this. I'll have to look up another thing I kind of had a little bit of issue with, never working with AN stuff. These are AN O-ring, which I think the Dash 8 is a 3/4 by 16 or 18 O-ring fitting. I don't know. Seemed like that was kind of hard information to find, because I kept looking for, I wanted to go to like the hydraulic store and get it, and they obviously don't carry AN. O-ring O-ring AN Boss is a 3/4 by 16 or 18 for the Dash 8, and then for the 6 I think it was a 9/16 by 9/16 by 20 I think, for that. And those numbers could be wrong. If I look them up while I'm doing the video, then I'll put them in the video correctly. So that kind of tripped me up a little bit finding those. Like I said, this is my first gas engine build, so I haven't really dealt with AN very much. Like I was explaining to you guys either earlier or later in this video, this is not the intake that I'm going to use. I use that other one that's on my Regal. And then I want to find another one of these left side fuel rails. So I was originally going to mount the coil packs down below, but there's not much room between the fender well. I mean, I can barely fit my hand in there, and then plus once I actually redo the brakes and stuff, I'm not using this master cylinder, obviously. So what I'm going to do is just, you know, get longer wires and loop them around, put heat shield socks on them. So I've got it for the most part wired. I still need to shorten up the knock sensors, which I don't even know if I'm going to use. I've got this pink wire here is for the O2 sensor, which I bridged my two front O2 sensors into one. I think I've heard of people having success with that, and it's actually in the downpipe anyways, so it's reading both exhausts. And then I've got this gray wire here is my fuel content sensor, which I will mount probably either right here or down that way. And I'm waiting for a bunch of figs to do that. I've got my, I think it was a Dirty Dingo belt relocation thing. I've still got to cut off the other mount, which I'm not really using this to run a car intake to where I would need to cut that off, but I'm gonna cut it off anyways. I'm running it because I'm not running power steering, so the belt doesn't want to skip off. I think I've said it like 3 times now. I've got to switch the intake and then wire up. Like you see, I've got it wired for the truck style plug, which I'm gonna go away from. We got my hot side in. I started getting some of the cold side boots around. This is a 2.5 to 3 inch 90-degree elbow, which this side's gonna be a little funky. I'm hoping this side's super easy. This is way bigger than I thought it was, but it's a 180, and you can actually see my outlets right here, and then my inlet for my intakes right here, which I'm gonna shorten this up a bit. And what I had planned to do is take this 180, cut it in half, or even probably a little less than half, and come out here, put a short section of hose, short section of pipe, 2 band clamps on it, shorten it up to pull this pipe in a little bit, and then you know, clamp it on there, and then have like a, what would you call it, like a 150 degree where it just, you know, comes out and around and hopefully pulls this forward. I just don't want to have belt issues with here, which I don't think I will, but just to be precautious. Another thing I could do is put a spacer here. I don't really want to do that. Still got to wire my intake air temp. I'm probably gonna punch a hole here, and then I gotta put my blow off valve here somewhere. I still got my wideband O2 bung back there. I gotta figure out where I put it. I bought an old AEM wideband setup off of a buddy. I hope it still works, but we'll see. So I'm not real far off. I'm waiting on some fuel stuff. I gotta bolt the rest of this together. It's been like crazy cold out here in Michigan. It was actually nice yesterday, and then I ended up having to help my brother put a ice shanty together, which he's not home very often, so I'm glad to help him, but I wish I would have got at least the garage more clean. That's what I worked on while I wasn't helping him, was clean the garage. I guess I can show you guys this other engine that I bought. It's a 05 L59, I think. It's a flex fuel Gen 3, so it's iron block. And like I was telling you guys, I bought it because I thought these fuel rails were the same. Well, I didn't ever see the mounts up here until after I actually got there, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna work, but I guess I might as well buy it. It was cheap. I only paid $150 for this engine. So I want to do a comparison for you guys in a separate video, showing what to look for if you're looking for a Gen 3 with Gen 4 rods. I think that would be good. I think a lot of people talk about it, but they don't make like a list of here's the check, which I don't know everything, but I could do a lot of research for it and see what I could prove or disprove, and maybe help somebody locate one. I know there's quite a few little things that they changed over the years, and we could go over all that and what to look for. But besides that, I've been keeping busy on it. I haven't quit working on it at all. It's just been cold and miserable out, and keep plugging away at it. My favorite thing is not wiring, so I work on it about an hour every couple days and get burnout on it and try to find something else to do. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned for that giveaway if you have a G-body chassis car, or if you know anybody, have them come here and check it out. I'll put a video out, like I said, sometime in February, hopefully to help somebody out, help somebody with their project. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.